It was a good day for the Blades. It was a bad day for the Blues. Sheffield United beating Chelsea 3-0, and we will get into Chris Wilder's men in a minute. But let's start with Chelsea, Stevie Nicol. How concerned should Frank Lampard be with his defence?
Oh, he should be very concerned. Unfortunately for him, though, I'm not really sure there's much he can do. Whether he plays 3, whether he plays 4, whether he rotates it with Zuma, Christensen, Rudiger, Aspilicueta even in the middle. The fact is, they're just not good. And they look as though they're going to lose goals every time the opposition go after them. Now, if you stick that on to the fact that you're struggling going forward, it's a complete recipe for disaster. So I'm not actually sure that the finger needs to be pointed at Frank Lampard. I just don't think there's much he can do about the players that he has available in the defensive positions.
So that's defensively, but just to focus on Frank Lampard, should he have started with a player like Olivier Giroud today up top in a game like this where they do need the points?
No, I don't think so. I'm not so sure there's an awful lot between Giroud and Tammy Abrams. I mean, listen again, you got to give Frank credit. By the end of the game, he was trying everything. Sweeping changes, playing 2 up front, both Giroud and Tammy Abraham. But yet still nothing really to talk about going forward. And again, I'm not going to point the finger at Frank Lampard here, because all of those players that you saw on this field today, regardless of the ones that started or the ones that came on, all have ability. They've all shown us before the lockdown and after the lockdown that they're capable. They have ability, as I said, and they can do things going forward. Today, 100%, this is down to the players. I'm sorry, when you have more than 75% in each half as a forward line, you have to take responsibility, and as attacking midfielders as well. So, as bad a result as this is, I'm actually not going to point the finger at Frank Lampard. This is all down to the players for me.
When it comes to their Champions League chances now, they may have hurt themselves. Obviously, there's games still to be played, but I'm just going to tell you that the games they do still have ahead. It's Norwich next, who we know are already relegated. Then Liverpool, who are for sure going to want a good result in that game. And then Wolves on the final day of the season. Do you fear for them in a top 4 finish?
I wouldn't say I fear for them, because we know what they're capable of. We certainly know what they're capable of on the other side as well. And I'm sure Frank won't forget about that. Listen, Norwich, if they don't beat Norwich, I'll be absolutely shocked. And so I'm going to say that this is going to come down to the last game of the season against Wolves. And so at the end of the day, when Frank Lampard took over, me included, not a lot of us thought he was capable of keeping this side that he inherited in the top 4. And if somebody said, look, you got one game against Wolves to be in the top 4, I think he would have snapped your hands off. So I think it's going to come down to that.
Yeah, final day of the season, certainly looking interesting. Let's focus on Sheffield United then and give them credit where credit's due, because on a day when we've seen Norwich relegated, a team that won the championship last season, to go up, let's remember Sheffield United were the runners-up and they're pushing for Europe. What a job Chris Wilder's done.
Yeah, I don't wish to be disparaging, but the truth is, going forward, they're limited. But on the other side of the ball, they're fantastic. Giving more than 75% of the ball away to your opposition and both halves at home, that takes good defending, good organisation, and good defensive players, and that's what Sheffield United have. They could have played till midnight tonight, and I don't think Chelsea would have broken them down. And of course, I did say going forward they're not the best, but I'll tell you what they do, they get after you very quickly. And they do it full-bloodedly. And if it comes off, they score goals. And if it doesn't, then you know what? They get back into position and they go again. They've all got huge hearts. With Chris Wilder, you talk about organising a defensive unit. They are absolutely superb.
Were they the hungrier team then today? And is that what outshone Chelsea in the end? Because you did say it was down to the players with the Blues.
I think you'd have to say ultimately that's what it is. In order to perform as a player, you have to be motivated, physically ready, and as I said, mentally between your ears to give it all you have. Sheffield United, 100%, were mentally ready to give it every single thing they had. I don't think I could say the same about the Chelsea players, and that's why I'm going to blame them. And as I said earlier, not Frank Lampard.
Yeah, European implications in this game on what was a fabulous result for Sheffield United, 3-0 over Frank Lampard's Chelsea.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.